Hello, I'm Dr. Sue Morter from Morter Institute, where we bridge science, spirit, and human possibility. For over 30 years, I've been teaching healthcare practitioners, patients, and students integrative approaches to wellness based on quantum science. Depression affects approximately 14.8 million American adults. Quantum science is teaching us that everything in all of creation is energy, including you, including me, and that energy is constantly supposed to be moving. And inside the human system, we have the ability to shut down that energy flow when we worry, when we get angry, when we get depressed. We get depressed because we don't process an emotional experience completely. And that incompletely processed energy, it's not metabolized, and so it becomes heavy or dense in the energy field. When the energy field becomes dense, inside of that, the human experience is compression, or on an emotional level, it begins to be experienced as what we call depression. When we feel this compressed, heavy, depressed kind of feeling, it isn't because there's something wrong with us. It simply is representing the fact that we haven't completely metabolized some emotional experience that we've been in. And so we have to learn to go back and be present for ourselves in a way that we were unable to be present when some situation happened and we didn't know how to completely handle it. One of the ways that we can do that is to take our attention inside the body and notice when I think about how I'm feeling right now, where in my body do I feel the heaviest, or where do I feel that there's a gap in the energy flow in my body? And if we think that we don't know how to feel the energy flow in our body, if we just ask, where in my body is the energy any different than it is in the rest of my body? And the mind will go to a certain area. And the invitation with the work that I teach is to allow people to recognize that in that moment, the mind is going to go where it needs to go. And if we can just bring our loving attention into that place in the body that the mind has landed just by asking this simple question, and bring a breath of loving presence to it, what begins to happen is we start to feel held. We start to feel a sense of self or a sense of well-being that was never associated with this emotional situation before. Once we start to feel this feeling of well-being and we learn how to breathe up and down through the system of the body, as I'm teaching in the coursework that I teach, we begin to feel a sense of flow again. When that flow returns to the energy system, the energy field begins to become robust again. Inside that new experience, we start to feel lighter. We start to feel more available, more present, more clear. And inside of that, we would consider ourselves getting better with this state of depression because we're more functional. Life is about flowing energy, and anything that we can do to get the energy flowing in our system again allows us to feel more alive, more vital, and more capable of managing and developing the life of our dreams. So you might be thinking that all I have to do if I'm depressed is to take my attention into the core of the body and find some knot in my stomach or heaviness in my heart and squeeze it and start to breathe, and I'm going to be well. And I want to assure you that there's more to that. And what that breathing does is it starts energy to move in, it sets it in motion again. And as that energy is in motion, we start to have a vital force flowing through the body. There are techniques that I teach people to allow them to align in the central channel of their body that allows that energy to pick up powerful, focused momentum, which is very different than just taking a deep breath and hoping that you feel better in a moment. It's a very different impact in the body. There are so many things along these lines that we can do to start to raise the vibrational frequency of the body, and that is essential if we're truly ever going to move up and out of this state that we call depression. Depression is just compressed energy, so anything that we can do to raise that energy and expand it out again is going to be a good modality in an integrative sense to move ourselves into a new state in life. So any kind of activity that we do, if we can get in motion and get exercise happening in our lives, of course the endorphins that are released under those circumstances allow us to feel better immediately. Breathing up and down the whole central channel of our body while we're exercising, even better. And Anyone who eats an alkalizing diet, meaning a lot of fruits and vegetables, as close to as nature prepared them as possible, is going to raise the vibrational frequency of their body and begin to feel an upliftment. And if we can start to learn to do all these things at the same time, we'll have a collaborative effect on the body that picks up the momentum faster than anything else that we could do. The body has the capacity to heal. It has the capacity to be thriving and vital and highly creative. And if we're not experiencing that, there's a reason. We just have to begin by putting all of these things together at the same time. Time is on our side in that moment, and life is on our side. We're supposed to be whole and healthy and vital. If you or someone that you love is suffering from depression and would like to explore an integrative approach to healing, visit drsuemorter.com. We'd love to help.